more than that. Also, people want to eat things, but you'd be surprised at the number of people that aren't on the list versus those who are. The ones that worry about it. Are you going to what you do? Preschool, preschool first. Okay. It's actually pretty high. Did you know that snow? My part of the bench, how about that? Well, I don't know, right? Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that was the first one. I didn't. Yeah, I actually know what was said first. New memories. My dog was out there eating snow.
I didn't know what it was when I first went down there. Like, what is it sound? I didn't care until the next morning when I went back down. The day he didn't know like his feet were cold, and he wanted to drag me back up the steps. I figured it out. It was playing. All the time. I was down to watch it. Still something I'm surprised that the palms around here still frozen. Probably thought out that on the way home, still frozen. I'm kind of surprised. Even on the way over here tonight. I had to go sun that. Yeah, that's right. I had to go look at one. Tuesday morning. I go there and look at one, look at a week, and break the ice to get a week out and look at it.
Invasive weed.
There used to be, it was on the walls, a place that did farms and stuff. They tore that whole building down, filled in the farm, built farms across the street.
That's what we do. We go out there farmland in home. I think it's borderline illegal.
It wasn't, I will say, it wasn't farmland where they put their farms to begin with. It was woodland.
The county gets their side, we ain't gonna have no farmland, you can't tax it somewhere.
No, that's true.
I wish they'd stopped in the middle.
Sir, tell me.
Also have a laser pointer.
Just
All the way down.
That's money.
Why advance?
That's money, you know, people have the right to want their land to. They will develop it.
Well, where it's gonna be building out my way. And it's the city gonna manage out that way. And I won't be able to use shoot rooms.
Because of me, they keep asking for school bonds. They want us to pay for all these new development, kids moving here instead of charging some developers on building schools. Because they can do that. State ordinance and stuff, state law say that they can charge developers a bunch of fees to build schools that are all got up.
I noticed that Lanny Clifton put a sign up on Pompano Road. Down the
Last.
right, live overseas that another subdivision's gonna go.
Oh, yeah, I drive that farm on them. Oh, there's flag up there. She done. There's flag, somebody built it. The model it is.
Well, Hay doesn't pay the taxes.
No, but what it was, somebody went out there, they're waiting for all permits to clear, and they just planned it. They failed. I've seen that in key places. They've already got stuff, erosion barriers and everything up, and they've got them hanging out there, some of the equipment that they're failing to pay from where they waiting for permits.
Four Oaks, and they said the subdivision that's going in already up there, that's not gonna go in the town, and I can't believe that. I mean, I'm shocked. But it's in the ETJ of the town, so. I told the people next to me, they put a subdivision in, please call me, I want to include mine in your subdivision. There's only about 4 property owners that own this whole block from Hockaday Road to 96. So, you know, everybody get together and sell actions. And there's water, there's
I think we'll get more.
I'm planning to be in town today, basically, stay home all day. So I'm planning to be here in the morning, I'll go set up, make sure that you can power point it. Supposed to. Schools need I'm really disappointed as well, so there's a problem. I think so. I'm planning right there.
we know how to get the,
Yeah, we know how to get it.
yeah.
Are you trying that? No, I even looked at the desk and said, hey, nice, this door, not bad for me.
This, all 3 of us feel pretty bad about that.
Overall. Hey, Dan. Over here. Food.
Yeah.
Food. You got some good shit. All right. You're gonna say something. They won't sit it up there. Hey, John.
I don't like the way
Well, you said this.
I read it. I don't know how it was, it may not be under the. They keep driving off.
Just call. Hopefully this is.
You want to write on your free?
I'm sorry.
Want to write on your free?
Okay.
What I'm talking
Well,
it's the notice in the page.
So we put clause.
Sorry.
Because I'm
What
looking
do we
at this.
call
thing.
it?
That's it, exactly.
Yeah, no, the farm.
Give us both mine.
Good.
I would just stay there. I want to. Nobody's
I don't know.
Too many people make it. Yeah.
I had a little stuff with my ears. I just. Well, I have a problem. And so I started having. Well, you just hold it up here. Yes. Yeah, I know.
And I think everybody gets paid easier for the farm goes up like this. Like, nobody.
You know, people are. You know, bring it up. It's just like saying, they. You know.
We're not actually hiring it. So the name is scary. What about it?
I still think Well,
Everybody sign.
can you go on? If you go on, you can make traffic. No, it's not ours. See.
I'll take it.
Adam's supposed to be here tonight. So that's why we look at the computers. You know, I'm almost present. Yeah, they she was at most ladies. Something come in their hands and I have which I don't understand. If we're already got everything we got, you gotta read it all. I can give you more if there was something we want to do there. Yes, sir.
Interchangeable. Well, it's still. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Okay. I got no. Hold on 1 second. Wednesday, I don't know if I'm gonna be there. I got an appointment. I went today. The only time they got went to the dentist, they refer me to and whatever. Do doctor that doesn't go down. So I'm gonna go be there at Lynchburg Road at 3:00.
Yeah, you won't be able to.
Yeah, so,
I'll have to dive into those sides myself.
yeah, I will unless you want to do. Got this weekend too. It's up to you. I thought I could do it, but I know that's fine. They even make circle wax. Just get it wide enough apart to get them in. You're different. Was there a certain way to put them up there to hold them together? To figure it out? Yeah. Oh, across this. There it is. But do they make pre-made waxworks? They make pre-made waxworks? Or they have to go themselves? I see the wax moss going on. Yeah, this one sitting on there. That's not a mess. We don't get cut it back. Good.
Like this. I would wonder if it's so prevalent. It's already.
Sales space. You know, for the super.
Oh, this is,
Yeah, these are all silvers. Silvers itself. Yeah. They do, they end up putting them on. I was watching that property. You know, there's this sort of ranges in
that is kind of stiff.
Yeah.
These are very trying to get it out. Once you get that problem, like you said. That's great. I like it. It's space. It's good. Keep the space apart.
No, the red shirt though.
Hello? Everybody find a seat? Get started. All right, I want to welcome everybody here tonight. Hope your new year has started off great. Everyone got plenty of bee stuff for Christmas. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. You'll rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies. Seeing a lot of new faces here tonight. That's very good. If you are willing, would you raise your hand, give us your name, tell us how long you've been in beekeeping or just getting started, and about what part of the county you live in. Right there.
DJ, just moved into Clayton back in August. So first time having a lot that's measured in acres and not square feet. So first time having bees coming up this spring.
My name is Matt. I live in the Cleveland area. I don't know bees yet. So I've been to a couple meetings and I'm not really good.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Tim, I just moved to Benson. I was up in Randall County, part of their club and all. Been keeping for about 5 years.
So you're definitely not a new beekeeper.
Use my asking adolescent name.
Wilson Field, staying in Wilson Field, just trying to figure something.
Anybody else?
My name is Cole. 30 years now. I'm over in the Cleveland school area. Deep business. 8 minutes. Walk and drive. Totally do it. Cool. Matt, well, I can't spell me. But appreciate the comment.
Well, welcome everybody. I hope to see more. First thing we'll start off with, we will talk about, the agenda has a new look. Adam kind of was good at designing that. Hopefully everybody likes that. There's plenty back on the table if you didn't get one. Next thing we'll talk about is bee school. Mindy, you got anything you want to say about that? We do know that there's going to be a need for some more helpers, not necessarily speakers. So it's a really good way. It's a really good way to get some extra knowledge, and all you got to do is maybe take out the trash and help with lunch.
Advertise. We got this one, and then the other sign right there, the yellow sign, and then there's some little card. I don't think I can give them out, so we need people to sign up. Oh, good.
What's the code?
And we had some of these made, and we're getting some more made. They're very generic, so we can use them year after year after year. If you know, we've got 2 left until I get the next batch from the printers. I'd like to get them out in the county. Somebody lives out in the county. Grab one tonight or 2, or once I get them, they'll be in the storage closet. So you come up here and grab another one. But just remember where you put it, so bring it back in February. We'll use it again next year.
So there's cards back here now. Get them and take them to work. Give them to your buddies. Anywhere you can take the cards out, do so. Because we've only got about 20 people signed up for bee school now. I'd like to see about 50. So, and we get Jennifer Keller's coming to help with bee school from NC State University.
And if anybody would like to come help, even if you can't be here the whole day, It's gonna be, 22nd. Yeah, 22nd February. Get with either Minty or Al. Al, if you'll hold your hand up, okay. Get with them, let them know you're interested. You're keeping up with that, so I'll go back to it. The next thing we got on to talk about, Terry Mangak has been working to put together a mentorship program. And I'm gonna let her,
Too small.
that's okay. I'm gonna let her tell you some of what she's looking for, both from the mentors and the mentees.
I am, when I came in, I'm an introvert, and so it took a lot out of me to ask for help. And I was fortunate that I found someone, but it was like somebody up for a date. And so I thought, oh gosh, I would like to lessen that curve for the next group coming in, our UB students coming in. So to put together a program, and I volunteered to do that, to match people in geographic regions to geographic regions. You know, if you're in Cleveland School, if you're in Vincent, if you're in Clayton, or wherever, you know, to match you to those people. Also to, it's to help them out, because you know things go sideways, right? And it was just so good to be able to have somebody, and for me it was May, to call somebody and say, what is this? And she was good enough to come and help me. And it was an informal program, I mean, between the two of us, but she would come out, or I would go to her, or I would send a picture. And so I'm looking for people that would be willing to help others coming in. Your level of involvement, it's just gonna depend on what they need. Do they need, it's not gonna, one thing I'm gonna insist on is that this is not for you to hold their hand and make sure, you know, do their beekeeping for them. This is for my idea for it is that it is tell me, show me, watch me. So we're teaching them how to do this, but we're not the ones to do their beekeeping for them. That's a paid consultant. That's a whole other thing. We're not into that. I have lots of ideas of how this can work, but initially, I think if we can pair up people, if you're interested in being a mentor, let me know. We will put it out there for preschool, during the resource time, we'll let them know. And it is in the hope that it's a successful mentoring will lead to increased beekeeper satisfaction, help reduce costs, shorten the learning curve, and result in healthier honeybee populations. And also it will facilitate if you are looking to get credits for adjournment or master bee certification. You will have to do it for a year, but this would be a good way to get matched up with somebody.
Thank you. Okay, as it mentions at the bottom of the agenda, it is membership renewal time. We don't have near as many people signed up as we have people, but that's okay. It's easiest if you go on the website and sign up there. And that brings us to, if you're not getting notices, emails, swarm list, things of that nature. If you want to be on the swarm list, you do need to note on your form when you sign up online. But if you're not getting these notices, let me, Adam, or Daniel know. We'll try to get you to Adam. Sometimes he's tied up and can't make the meetings, but we'll get the information to him to maybe find out why. Maybe it's if you like me, you'll fat finger the wrong key. He'll send it to the wrong person. Another thing I wanted to bring up, future projects to think about. It's not something we want to do, necessarily have to do. But this past year at the state fair, there were only 4 clubs that had an exhibit. If we wanted to have an exhibit there next year, we would be willing to not necessarily do all the work, but herd all the chickens so that we can get it all together. I think, Adam, you did your honey at large versus if it were in the club setting, it would still be judged the same way. It's just it would give the club a little people, especially since we're somewhat local to the fairgrounds, they might see us. That's just one of many things that if you want to maybe think about doing. Also on the agenda, we got some help wanted or help needed. We got the ham and yam coming up May 3rd. We got the Master Gardener plant sale. It's going to be in April. We got the Bentonville Battlegrounds. I think that's twice a year. I know it's just once. Okay. White Memorial Church, not a large event, but it's a fun event. And then we're going to have a bunch of 4-H or several 4-H programs to be determined. Just think about those. If you're going for a journeyman or master beekeeper, these count as credits towards doing those things, if you choose to do that. And if not, you just help the club out. We get, maybe pick up a member or two, teach somebody about a bee. All those yellow jackets in your yard are not bees, but you'll be surprised. And lastly, because I failed to get it put on the agenda tonight, where do we stand with the finances?
Banking as of 5 o'clock this afternoon, Truist checking account shows $8,310.64.
All right, and with that, we will move on to our January program. The roll control, the Smart Hive, our own Jim Youngster. Jim used to be with Bear. I don't know if it's Bear anymore, is it? No. So, and I'll let you give them your background.
Well, good evening. I see a lot of familiar faces, and I also see a lot of new faces out there. A little bit about myself. I've been beekeeping since 2008. Al Wilders and I went through one of the first bee schools on run. I got into the beekeeping in a little different way. I was here at one of the beekeeping meetings and I met one of the speakers, they were at that time putting together a bee care program for Bayer. They had a site over across from Caterpillar along C-42. And I was offered an opportunity to become a manager of the apiary and research for that site. They built a building over there. So most of my beekeeping has been research. I would say 60% of what I did research on was related to varroa mite. I did that full time for almost 10 years. Not too long ago, Bayer has shrunk back their operations and sold that site. Prior to that closing up, I started some contract work for them. I've done stuff with involving essential oils, did FXC studies on the existing varroa mite strips. Worked on a project called Varroa Gate, which is a device that fits inside of fits in the front entrance and has holes. The product was impregnated with a product that the bees would pick up and kill varroa mite. It was never registered in the U.S., but it did make its way to Europe. So those are some of the things I've been involved with. Most recent thing is this Smart Hive, and it's I've had to cut my presentation back because of a lot of technical stuff. I hope I can make sense of what's happened here. But this background of this Smart Hive, so it's designed and manufactured, patented in Hungary.
gentlemen. They were in touch with one of Bayer's innovation sites in Boulogne, France. Bayer decided they were going to fund this research. It's going to be a 3-year project. They asked me if I would be interested in performing it for the US. Collaboration with the owners, Bayer, myself. So I started in 2023 on this project. They had a lot of testing going on in Europe and put some hives in New Zealand. They're pretty certain that this project, this concept and science behind it would work. It's a mechanical method of controlling the rolling. Meteors got pretty skeptical about it. But as I looked into it, it made sense of what they're trying to do. Brought up all the kinds of questions about mechanical operation of this device. So I said, yeah, I'll take the project. They wanted to bring it into the US because they feel that if the technology really takes off at some point, the market is here in the US because of the size of the number of beekeepers. So, like they say, I started in 2023. There's a lot of bells and whistles in this place. It also weighs a lot too. Two of us to get out of the truck and place it in my backyard. They are using circular frames like this. This probably about equal to a frame and a half of your standard place frame. And I had a little bit of difficulty with the project because it's European technology. They also speak a different language to it. So we worked our way through all of those issues. There are 9 of those frames in the hive. They use the wax foundation. So I had to take our standard sheets, cut 2 of them in half, use an electrical device to melt them into the wires and build in place. So it's the frames are held in a Dremel formation. I'll show you some pictures of that in a minute. But it's on a pre-programmed software where it makes it full rotation in 2 days. So if you break that down, it will move 60 degrees every 8 hours. And it takes 1 full day to move. So the idea was, I'll show you the protocol here on the next slide. The other features include a large reservoir for feeding system. It's on the side of the tank, and on a pre-programmed basis, it pumps it into a feeding tray for the hard thing was it has to use pre-mixed syrup. Otherwise, a large reservoir like that would ferment, especially in the summertime. It also includes an electric scale, a thermometer, and it would notify us daily by text with the weight and the temperature for that day. It's also got a built-in pollen trap, a queen excluder, a trash drawer. Altogether, I would guess that these probably weighs 125 pounds without many bees or any honey. What they wanted me to do, to watch for is really to verify their concept that this rotation would eliminate the reproductive cycle of the world. Also, watch the durability of this hive. It's made out of some of the pre-manufactured wood materials. So I didn't know how the weather that was part of the protocol also. And really, how do the bees react to the design of this circular design? I had to watch to make sure the bees would draw wax. But how would the queen accept this design as well? Then also, if they're going to put propolis or earthworm all over the inside of it to prevent it turning them. And to watch for any design issues that need to be. Because this is the first generation. That's what the inside of the hive looks like. You take 9 of these frames and put them in a drum formation. See, there's a groove up on the top of that frame. There's a metal rod that goes across the top. That's bolted in place. That's the feeding tray. You see the blue tube on the left. It's connected to the tank. Pull the left of that picture. That was something that kind of jumped out at me immediately about whether any food was needed. I don't see a need for it. I'd rather go in and look at the hive, see if they actually need it, because it's on a pre-programmed basis. It's a pump automatically. So I ended up not even using the pump. I just used the tray and fed the bees. Here's the front entrance with the pollen trap open. The yellow below is great where the pollen will drop down. And the real trick to this startup, we did it in April of 23. So knew we wanted to get a real quick start on this project. So we devised a way to incubate these frames. So I took 3 hives, put 2 frames in each the deeps. They stick up quite a way, so it required putting a second deep under to cover it up. So the idea was we took 6 of the 9 frames and put 2 in each hive bodies. We needed to have the bees draw out the comb and the queen start laying eggs. I'm surprised at how quickly the bees adapted to doing that. Let's see, we started the frames in April. By the 1st of May, they had drawn out the combs, frames enough to put them all back into the smart hive. And that was one of the frames that they incubated. So what I did to bring all 6 of those frames together was I had one primary hive where I was going to take the queen from. So the other 2 frames, or the other 2 hives, I would shake the bees off, put those frames in the smart hive. And I took the primary hive with the bees, and fortunately the queen was on one of those frames. So I was able to put them all together in one location. Very simple. Even though the primary hive was located about 4 feet from the smart hive. So all I did was take the 2 frames out of the one hive with the queen. The rest of the bees followed her over to the smart hive. That worked really great. First thing that happened in collecting data was that all of the frames I put into the smart hive were really all drawn out. There was a lot of 6 frames. So with the queen in there, I had a suspicion that they could swarm. So then I
couple of weeks, I could see that that was happening. And I had to make a decision whether I'm gonna let that go or try to prevent it. Knowing that it was a research project, I felt it was best to let the thing swarm, see if they would actually requeen, what would happen. Die out. It happened pretty quick. I just was amazed at how fast from the time we installed the bees to really actually swarm. So in May, got my evening text, and there was 4 pounds of bees I left the hive. But my neighbor didn't see it go. So that was the start of the project. The real big question, always is going to survive. So within 2 weeks, you can see there's a queen cell up there. They have successfully requeened themselves. Today, the thing is still alive. So, I did pass that big move. So what I found to date is that they have no problem collecting honey. Because I'm not really used to wax foundation frames, so I converted a couple of these frames to plastic foundation. He's accepted that, no problem. Much easier to collect honey off of this thing. So they do a good job of collecting honey. Swarming, we've already covered that. That's not an issue. Mite control, that was the main question of this research. So it would be every 3 days or every 3 weeks that I would go get an assessment. You can see from the configuration of that hive, it's a lot different than the next one. Stand over frame up. This one you had to come to the back of the hive, get on your knees, pull the cover off, pull another bar off, and pull the frames. So it took a while, but got used to the system. I found that this rotation worked extremely well. I never had a mite count of 10. But they do recommend that stop the rotation in the late fall. Do a treatment, I use the Forming Pro. How's it approved? Do you just put the Forming Pro on top of the drum?
Yeah, there's you pull off the super, the feeder, you see a queen excluder sheet right there. So all I did was lay it right on top. I pulled the queen excluder back and it strips inside of it. But during the winter, it's not, it's really not doing anything all those. So far, the key to it is, I think, all beekeepers have a large population. They can stay warm. Make sure you get feed. So we're into the finish the second year of the contract. Now we're looking at what's going to happen next year. CARES pull back a little bit on their funding of these projects, and so they're in the process of looking for investment to continue this on. I think with the results we've got, they will do that. And they also want to expand the research from one location to across the country. So they've got big plans. It's going to require making height changes, to make it more attractive to the backyard. Because I don't know what the cost of it is, but as it is, it's expensive. Get rid of the automatic feeding device, some of the communication on it. Reduced. Then I think it's gonna be more attractive. Also, to make the frames easy, right, way at the top. I didn't see a real big issue. Just plenty of space. That would make it more attractive to beekeepers. Any other questions at all?
Yeah, on the, that, the frames are rotating, how do they decide how to put the queen cell? I mean, wasn't the queen cell doing this?
Well, you have to remember, it's only moving 60 degrees. It only takes a few seconds to make that about a turn, and then it stops for 8 hours.
Okay, so it's not steadily moving, it moves 60 degrees and that's where it stays for 8 hours. Okay.
But, you know, in doing this, I had the same thing, is that the egg gonna fall out of that cell. But watching it over time like that, we didn't have any problems there. One of the things that really amazed me was how adaptable bees are. You stop and think about it, you have swarms and they head off to a woodpecker hole someplace in a tree, and they somehow figure out how to live. Click, survive. But that was what they really jumped out at me.
The other question, how does it control the lights? Does it confuse them or something?
It's the movement of that drum. Once the mite is in there, lays the eggs, it has nothing that's holding it in place, so that rotation moves that egg. That apparently has the disruptive. Very simple concept. Apparently it's working. I didn't have a huge mite issues.
So could we just turn our eyes?
You got it.
What was your bike count? During that same time, what's your bike count at the other house? The second.
Kind of high. In the hive that was where's the queen were, it was only sitting about 6 feet away.
That would be control.
The queen, that height. The other thing I noticed too is that there's a tendency for small hive beetles to get used. So that's another project.
Would you repeat that? I couldn't hear.
I say the other issue I saw was that there are small hive beetles that get in this hive.
Can't do it.
Well, will the Swiffer sheet work?
What's that?
I said, will the Swiffer sheet work?
Well, yes and no. I've used the Swiffer sheets, but I've had no luck. I found another off-market fabric that said probably 100% effective.
What is that fabric?
Well, I'm not at liberty to tell you, but
Okay.
can take care of small hive beetles very quickly. You have to keep it away from the bees.
Oh, yeah, keep it away from the bees.
I have a question, Jim. Fascinating. This is a drum essentially with 8 frames, circular frames.
There's 9 of them.
9 of them?
Yeah.
That's it, you can't add any more?
No.
How are you, swarming seems to be almost invited in that situation.
I
didn't hear that.
It's almost inviting, swarming. I mean, as this thing grows in the summer, you've only got 9 frames in here. They start to fill it with honey. Very quick, you get a honey bound pattern.
Yeah, I think you have spare hive frames that you can pull it out too.
Okay, so even though they're not resident, you
Yeah.
can switch them out.
I haven't had that situation where I've had to try to prevent it from swarming. I would actually start with pulling frames up. And so I could probably pull the queen out too.
Oh, I see. How about, why do you have a pollen trap on it? What do they do for bee bread and when they're raising brood?
Well, yeah, I agree. A lot of this thinking technology is coming out of Europe. And that's kind of, they like pollen traps in there, they wax foundation, some of those features.
I mean, it's almost preventing the growth of the hive because you're running out of bee food. You're going to feed the larvae.
Well, it's made so that you don't have to have the pollen trap in place all the time. It slides up and down. So you want to do it for a certain.
Just
Can you not put a super on top of this?
Yeah, that's what's on the table here. And it came with 3 of the supers. I didn't actually use this one very long, but I used my own super. Just for the convenience of being able to get in and out of that hive, do my assessments.
So, equivalent to 1.5 brood chambers, that would be, I mean, that would be acceptable size hive.
where you start out.
Well, he says he's looking for some.
No, he said he switches out frames, right? Or you can actually put super on it.
Yeah, you can do it.
Oh, okay. So then it becomes sort of hybrid. Box on the top of the drum.
Can you go back to one of those original pictures?
What's that?
Can you go back to one of the first pictures?
That's all the pictures I've got.
Now, very beginning when you had.
Very first one.
When we come in here, the first slide you had up.
There you go.
Yeah, that's where I've got the, team super.
That's, I was gonna say, that it says bee carrier, that's where you super. Bee carrier, your super, right?
The hive on the far right, which you just cut it, that's the one that was a dome. That's where the queen came from. So once the queen was in the smart hive, the other bees in the head, they found out almost instantly she was on where she was. But they left enough brood to.
So what kind of power do you use to do the rotation? Is it solar power, battery? What do you
Battery.
Do you keep it charged by solar or just charge it?
Not yet. Gonna have to be.
Swap it out with it?
It had a separate battery for the texting. SIM cards. Over in Europe, we had SIM card.
In the normal hive, the cells are at a slight angle. Keeps everything hidden, like the honey and everything. When you rotate, what happens? Does it spill the honey?
No.
No.
Again, it's such a slow movement that it doesn't really affect it. Never had any issues of any spilling.
Is there orientation to the cells or how do they do it?
Well, they tend to draw the cells out with the paper. That's all I know. Difference.
They draw them out radially?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now there's a sample in there you can see it.
When you got to open the drums,
you have to like hit a button to get it to a spot where you open it, so it comes up to you, or you have to wait till the bar is at your ear, you open it?
Yeah, I had to, in order to get in there, I had, there's a. You don't see it here, but on the other side, on the opposite side of the smart hub is a control box, I don't want to turn the motor off, and then I advance it with another switch.
Okay, so you can manually turn it, if that doesn't interrupt anything or make it wacky?
So it could actually be, if you're really dedicated to beekeeping, you could put something manual, a crank on the side, and twice a day you go out and turn your drum.
No, I know what you mean.
But, you
Yes,
know,
yes.
seriously.
So that's all I've got today. Any other questions?
That's interesting.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Next, we covered some of our items. Next on is a discussion of the aftermath of Hurricane Helene and how JCBA can help with donations of goods. I'm gonna let Al come talk to you about that. Okay.
Y'all remember Hurricane Helene last year, right? Most of, a lot of you were here in December when we discussed it. And we were working with Wake County, Moore County, and Lee County to help Ashe County replenish the bees that they have. Right now, the count is around 80 that they know they've lost. But they're anticipating losing a lot more because a lot of the trees, the hillsides slid. It caused trees to die, I think shrubs to die. So they're not gonna have flowers in their neck of the woods. When we get flowers in February, they'll be getting them in March. So it's about a month later. So they're anticipating losing more from March. So what they're asking of us is for people that can either do splits on your house, or if you find swarms, go rescue a swarm, put it in a good box. They're gonna provide, Ashe County has been given enough hive equipment to take care of everything. I think most of it was donated by Rossman out of North Wilkesboro, which they're out of Georgia, and Miller Meat Company, which both of those are North Wilkesboro, so real close to Ashe County. And like if you decide to do a split and you've got your own nuke and you split it into the nuke, they have frames and foundation. There's black triple bit foundation that they're going to give us the frames and the foundation too. So if you've got two nukes that you put assemble and want to donate, they'll give you 10 frames to replace the 10 that you raised on. And also you don't have to send your nuke. We'll be getting nuke boxes. They're investigating right now. They think a place in Cary may be able to give it at cost for some nuke boxes. So the only cost really to you is your time and to raise the bees. Maybe if you split early enough, you may have to give them a little fee, but I found a lot of times I do splits in March and I don't have to do that. So they're targeting May. I don't have the exact dates in my
I
head
think
right
it's
now.
May 15th.
Okay, John says May 15th. So what they want you to do is your queen needs to be laid by April 15th. That's what they're wanting. because Don Hopkins has certain things he's looking for, and we're gonna send this out to everybody on the membership list. Gonna do sign up genius. We're gonna do our own sign up genius, and what I'm gonna do, so I don't mistype, if you say you're gonna bring one, and if I was manually typing it into their systems, they will centralize locations and track. I won't accidentally type 10, hit 1 and accidentally hit the 0 after my finger. So I'm gonna track that and paste it with that. So that'll be going out this week. Even if you say, let's say you want to donate one, but as we get close to the time, you can't donate, for some reason you either can't go split on yours, they come out within a week, or those forms show up, it's not the end of the world. They are going to go ahead and give us the frames in February. And hopefully we'll have some news and all that. So you get the frames and the news. They thought they had all the frames assembled, but only 200 out of the 500 were assembled. They've got the equipment to make 100 groups. Now they're aiming for 120 because they're anticipating maybe 20% may get rejected by the state inspector. So that they'll have enough to make 100. Yes.
Will they be inspected?
Yes.
In the
In Wake County. Yeah, the bee inspector's office is right in Cary area, and they've got a big backyard, or side yard, something, I've never been there. That's big enough to hold 120 birds. But we gotta confirm with the bee inspectors that that's where they want them, and we won't get it there by, like on a Monday. So they've got all week to go through all 100 of them. Although I'm saying inspectors go through all of them, they can probably go 100 about one morning, especially if there's one or two. Somebody open, somebody inspect.
Did you find out if we're licensed, if they got to be inspected?
Since you're licensed, no. But it does need to be marked,
With their license number on it or something?
probably. They're finding out from Don, they're supposed to call Don today, because he was out because of the ice and snow last week. So, if you have any questions, let me know, and be on the lookout for the sign-up sheets.
All right, next will be farm report by Seth Balance.
Spoil it. I worked hard to prepare this, and you're stealing my thunder. So as someone pointed out, it's been really cold. I don't know if y'all were in the Bahamas on Tuesday of last week, but we actually had some snow, and it wasn't just ice. So that was pretty miraculous. It was, wasn't it? It sure beat the week before when it was sleet and freezing rain. But that means it's been really cold. There ain't nothing been growing. Covers have been on the strawberries, and the covers will probably stay on them if it stays about like it is right now up until end of February. That's really the next thing we have coming, and that's all there really is farm-wise to report. If you ordered any fruit and nut trees, the pickup for that is coming up soon. I believe it is actually going to be the same day as bee school. So they're doing it on Saturday this year, and pickups at the livestock arena. And if you haven't heard any more information than that, keep an eye on your email and you should hear more. Thus concludes the farm report. Thank you for ruining it.
So down in April, we had 5 frames, need some food on it, so I come out a couple weeks ago and put some, what we call the mountain camp feed, which is just some dry sugar, some water. Come back a week later, they eat a little bit of it, not a whole lot. So add a little more sugar to it, a little more water to it. I checked all the rest of them, they're all flying pretty good. So I haven't seen any losses yet out of our April. I'll be looking for the sign-up meetings coming up for the open hive days we have. And we'll try to get some during the week, some more weekends, so everybody can enjoy some open hive time here. All right. As you don't know, we have
9 hives, I believe it is. We have a master gardener area up in the front as a handicap. What do you call it?
Horizontal, handicap horizontal.
Yep, the horizontal handicap hive, and then we have some 10 frames and 5 frames and an 8 frame down. Well, not 8 frame, 8 frame died out. Just 10 frames and a couple 5 frames down there. So I'd love to have everybody sign up, come out for open hive.
If you don't have a suit, let us know on the sign up. We have some suits for H for our program, so. And they're not just kid size suits.
We're also on the lookout for assistant apiary managers. You don't have to know a whole lot about bees, you can be trained. It's OJT, it is a very good way to learn bees and beekeeping. Those that don't have bees yet, if you haven't taken a class yet, that's okay. If we have the open hive day prior to that, come on out, see what you can learn. You'll be surprised.
Just playing the bees.
When I first started, they said, don't kill our bees, not yours. But let's hope that doesn't happen. We'll reiterate that membership renewals time is here. So do think about that. This Saturday in the kitchen, we'll be having bee school practice. Those, so that we can iron out any issues we may be having. So if you don't get with me if you're out tonight about maybe helping out, and you want to, or you may want to see what's going on, come out Saturday. It's going to be from 9 to 12. I think it's when we've got the kitchen. And we'll go over bee school and what's needed, and what we hope for.
Come to the staff parking lot out back, and the single center door will be unlocked. Come in that way.
Who are you expecting to, who do you want to attend on Saturday?
Anybody that wants to come help in any way, if they're available, come that way. Because there's going to be an area to sign up. There's going to be some packets given out. We're going to do a couple of, I want to call it innovative new things this year. Where we actually have folks going up to the apiary. We have a table set up with things that the club offers, things you can borrow, stuff like that.
You don't have to stay the whole time, just come on.
Nine as well.
Yeah.
So even if you're just signing people in, you still want us to come?
I'm sorry?
Even if you're just signing people in, you still need people to come into.
Well, no, but I mean, if you want to help in other areas, or you may get here thinking you're gonna sign people in and we need you to help fill cups with ice or something like that, because we don't have enough. I know it's nothing major, and you don't have to come, it's just make sure that they know you're willing to participate. Okay? We're gonna end early tonight. Only thing we need is we need to get the round tables up, get the chairs. If we can get a little help with that, we appreciate it. If anybody has anything else that I may have overlooked. I'm new to this, so.
You all get you some cards out there, the cards. Hey. The peaceful please. He said, do not. Not drink.
Now, the small thing goes together, these go in this way. Here's How much is that? This looks like this. That's the same. And I do that because so we
The drum ever gets stuck. I mean, I feel like we need to get something framed out. This, not driving. Then we can. I'll be in touch.
I mean, it's, as used as you are, but public speaker.
Okay.